Hey guys, Juice here. I am here to film a new video for you guys tonight. Tonight I am here to do a video I did like back in April of last year, and I just realized how much I love filming it. It was top 10 books that I wanted to read, or like top 10 books I was excited for, I guess is what the video was called originally. So I have a stack of books here that I'm excited for. This year I couldn't decide just 10 because there's so many amazing new releases and backlist titles that I want to talk to you today about. So I have a stack, as you can see right here, 2 stacks actually, books I want to talk about with you guys tonight. And then I'm reading 2 amazing books at the same time, 2 very different books and 2 books that are adult books. So I'm going to start with the books I'm currently reading, and by the time this video should go up, I should finish this first book, and that is Every Value You Break by Peter Swanson. This is my first book by Peter Swanson. I hear nothing but amazing things about his work, and for some reason, with adult thriller authors, I always start with their newer books and then work my way backwards with their backlist title. Do anyone else do that, or is it just me? Every Value Breaks follow this couple name. Oh, what's your names? I'm reading it right now. Abigail and Bruce, and they go away on this honeymoon to this creepy, eerie, like cabin in the woods off the coast in New York. I've never been to New York, but like how Maine is, I feel like that's how New York is, but busier. So having that atmospheric, like creepy vibes happening. I'm just getting to a part that it wasn't like super creepy in the beginning. It was just like getting to know our characters. But now that I'm like more than halfway through it, I am getting to the creepy part, and I just got chills when I was reading the book or listening to the audiobook while reading the book. This is a library book that was actually due yesterday, but I'm so intrigued by this book that I wanted to read it before I return it, because it's very popular and it's a new release, and it came out this March, I believe. So I'm so happy I'm reading this and I'm loving it. I have that much left to go, so I definitely want to stay up late and try and finish this book, because if I do, this will be book number 8 of the month. And then the next book I'm currently reading, I'm supposed to be buddy reading this with my friend Lori, but Lori can't get into it, and so she was like, oh, go ahead and read it and finish it if you can and let me know how it is. So Lori, so far I am 14 chapters into the Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, or series, as either one you want to say. So since this one is a sequel, it's kind of hard to talk about this one in this video, but I will say is his writing is so hard to read sometimes that I'm like slowing my audiobook down, being like, wait, what did I just read? There was so many like funny moments in here as well between the characters' banter and all that. And then it's just such a strong, badass main character, female main character that is. And I know there's a few scenes that I jot down in my notes on my phone here that I wanted to talk about in case I do a spoiler-filled review for this. This was one of the mini books that I wanted to read last year and never got around to reading it. I actually bought this last year in like August, and it's now what, October 2021. I'm just happy I'm making progress and that I'm loving this one a lot more than the first book. I remember the first book being a lot more slower than what this book is. Literally from page 1 up until page 165 has been action-packed non-stop. There's still a little bit of the politics that they talked about in book 1. I feel like that's going to be talked about throughout the whole series. So I'm not loving that aspect of the book, but the world building and these characters' dynamic is amazing. So yeah, this is one I'm currently reading, and I don't want to rush in this one, but I do want to finish this in October for Tome Topple. Alrighty, I'm going to start off with my new releases pile, because oh man, there was a lot coming out from just September up until today. So the first book I have came out October 19th, I believe, and that is Wellmatched by Jen DeLuca. This is the third and maybe final book in this trilogy. I'm not too sure. I read book 1 and 2 last year, and I really loved them. I'm not a huge romance reader, as you guys know. There's a few here and there that you can spot on my bookshelf, but this is one of my newest favorite series, and if this is the final book in this one, I'm gonna be so sad, because I really loved all the characters from book 1 and book 2. They're all technically like companion novels, but again, you can read them as companions or just as sequels. But I waited a whole year for book 3, and I just can't wait to devour this. I'm probably going to read this in December though, just because that's how I read book 1 and 2. I think I read them in December of last year, so definitely will be doing a reading vlog on this one soon, and this is the first book on my books I'm excited to read soon. The next one is also another sequel, and that is Kingdom of the Curse by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the second installment in the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. I'm not sure what the name of this trilogy is going to be. This one I'm so excited to read. This is going to be the November book club pick for Queer Reads, which is a book club that I co-host with my good friend Charlie, who I'll leave down below. Y'all know who she is. She's amazing. This one again is a sequel, so I can't really talk much about this one. Just know that we follow up right where we left off in book 1, and this cover is like stunning. I can't stop staring at it. It says, this one I don't know. Yeah, one sister, two sinful prince, infinite deception with a side of revenge. Welcome to hell. So like, there's Faye in here, and Wrath is an amazing main character that we had in book 1, and I cannot wait to see what he does in book 2. And I forgot our main character name, but I love a good sisterhood book, and this map on the inside is gorgeous. So I cannot wait to read this in November, and I cannot wait to see what everyone else in my book club thinks of this one. The next one is also a finale, and this one is Anyway the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. This one I'm very excited for as well. Take a shot anytime I say excited. Anyways, this is the third and final installment in the Carry On series, which I read book 1 and 2 last year as well. I don't know when I read book 1, it's been a while, but I definitely read book 2 last year, and I waited a whole year for book 3, and then they decided to go like this and make it a chunker. I'm just happy I know I can fly through this one. This one is a YA contemporary with a mixture of fantasy in here. I know I'm gonna be sad by the end of this book, because a lot of people said they've been crying in here for some reason. And I know Rainbow Rowell has been getting a lot of hate on BookTube and the book community, but I still love her writing nonetheless, and I cannot wait to see how this series will wrap up. The next book is a sequel that I've been dying for as well. I waited a whole year for this, and I pre-ordered it last year as soon as I closed the book 1, and that is Maya and the Return of the Godlings by Raina Barron. This is a cute middle grade series that I love so far, even though there's only technically 2 books out now. But I read book 1, and immediately, as soon as I read book 1, I fell in love with it. I have an ARC of book 1 up there, so I'm definitely keeping my ARC copy of that. This is a finished copy, and I'm so excited. This cover is so cute. I don't want to talk much about this one either, just because this one is a sequel. But again, we pick up right where we left off in book 1, and I might have to do a reread of book 1 or watch book reviews on book 1, but this series doesn't get enough hype, and it's a great middle grade series. I might actually save this for November, because Believeathon is happening in November, and that's where you read a whole month of middle grades, so this will be perfect for one of the challenges that I already have written down. So definitely excited. Definitely one of my shorter reads on this list, so moving on. The next book, I'm so excited. I've been meaning to buddy read this book with a few of my friends, but they're never in the mood for it, and that is The Inheritance of Orcadia Divian by Zoria Cadavio. Sorry if I butchered any of that character's name. I recently read the Incendiary duology by this author, and oh boy, I love that. That's a new favorite pirate female book that I love. This one is very different. This is an adult fantasy. I don't know if this is a first book in a series or a standalone novel, but if it's a first book in a series, that's amazing because we love an adult fantasy series in this house. This one says, the stars have shifted, the earth has turned, the time is here, I am dying, come and collect your inheritance. And this book is about I forgot how to say it, the Montones, I'm so sorry, are used to a life without explanation. They know better than to ask why the pantry never seems to run low or empty, or why their matriarch won't ever leave their home in Four Rivers, not for graduation, wedding, or baptism, but when Orcadia Devian invites them to her funeral and to collect their inheritance. They hope to learn the secrets that she had held on so tightly their whole lives. Like, if that doesn't sound good, I don't know what is. This one I got in August of 2021 this year from Book of the Month, so I'm definitely happy to get another Book of the Month off my list. The next book is another sequel, and I read book 1 last year in December, so again, I might read book 2 in December just for the heck of it. And that is The Thorn Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And let me tell you, these covers for this whole series is like stunning. I don't know if I can grab, yep, book 1's right here. So the first book that was in the series is The Inheritance Game, and this series follows her main character, Abby? No, are you Abby? What's your name? Avery. I was close. Avery Grams, and she's just an average normal kid. She doesn't know this family. She doesn't know the Hathorn family, and so the grandfather of the Hathorn family passes away, and in their will they leave everything to Avery, and Avery doesn't know the family at all. So it says secret passages, elaborate riddles, billions at stake, let the games begin. So this is an amazing first book in a series. I buddy read this one with my friend Lori last year and I loved it, and now that book 2 is out, I'm so excited to read it. Lori already read this one this past month, I believe, and she said she loved it. I think she gave it like 4 or 5 stars, which is high hopes for me. And the cover for book 3, I wish I could put it up on the screen here, but I can't. But the cover for book 3, ooh, I cannot wait to see that one in person. Green, blue, and red. You have all 3 of my favorite colors, Jennifer. So I'm so excited. Another sequel, another hard summary to do just because it is a sequel. The next book is currently the October book club pick, and I'm already 5 chapters into this one, and that is Visapray by Ayana Gray, or Ayana Gray, I think is how you say it. I'm so sorry. My friend Charlie read this early, and she said she wasn't a huge fan of it, which I'm kind of disappointed by because I definitely was one that I wanted to read. This is West African inspired fantasy. This is also the author's debut novel, and I believe it's being adaptation to Netflix. I think I could be completely wrong. So I'm currently reading this and I'm really enjoying it. I just haven't picked it back up yet, just because, as you can tell in the beginning, I'm reading 2 amazing new books. So after I finish one of those 2 books that I'm currently reading, I'll definitely pick up this one, and then I'll definitely do a book review on my TikTok for you guys. Not bad for a first book in a series, so I'm enjoying it so far, and I cannot wait to see how this one ends. The next book is also another sequel, and that is Flashfire by DJ Clune. This is the sequel to The Extraordinaries, which is the first book, obviously. I read book 1 last year. Can you sense the theme with these sequels? And this one came out August or September. I can't remember which month it came out. The months are blending together. But this, if you love the Renegade series by Marissa Meyer, you would definitely love this. This has a lot more LGBT characters in this one than I feel like Renegades did. But I just know if you love that, then try this one. There's only 2 books out right now, and then book 3 is called Heat Waves, and it comes out July of next year. I could be wrong with that date. But again, not doing a summary is a sequel, and it's hard to do summaries for a sequel. Another sequel and a finale to a series. I'm dying to read this one. I think Lori and I are going to be able to read it next month, and that is Steel Striker by Marie Lu. This is the second and final book in the Sky Hunter duology. I read Sky Hunter last year and I absolutely loved it. I buddy read it with my friend Lori. We both gave it 5 stars. It was one of our favorite books of the year. I believe it was in my top 5 favorite of last year. So with Steel Striker, they have the title on the side right there. And then they also still did this grittiness right here. They have Steel Striker on the cover, just like what they did with Sky Hunter. And I just can't wait to dive back into this one. I'm scared for this one though, just because this is a finale. And I know Marie Lu will tear my heart out. I hope she doesn't, but I know she will. The next book I have is a new release as well. This is the 12th installment of the Twisted Tales series, and that is What Once Was Mine by Liz Braswell. Like I said, this is the 12th installment of this series, so this is the only series that you can read out of order, I believe. And so this one says, what if Rapunzel's mother drank a potion from the wrong flower? So they take each Disney tale and do a dark twist to it. And some of these books can get pretty dark. I didn't realize how dark some of these are. So I really hope this one isn't dark, but I do love Tangle, so I cannot wait to see how Liz Braswell would do with this one. But also, this one is a beast. It's like 590 pages or something, and I'm like, when am I ever gonna read this one? So this is on my list, and I'm very excited for it. Obviously, that's why it's on this list. Next one I'm very excited for. I love this author. She only has 1 series out, and I already love her for that. And this one is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is a new release that just came out in September. I actually have 2 copies of it. Oh no! This whole stack is gonna fall. Ah! I knew that was gonna fall. I'm so sorry, guys. I actually have 2 editions of this book, which is amazing. I have the exclusive Barnes & Noble edition, which is signed, and it has this pretty cover and spine. And then this is the Owl Crate edition. This one is all white and pink, or I would say that's more of like a brown/tan spine. 2 copies. One of these is gonna go to my friend Taylor, and one's gonna be my copy, obviously. So hopefully Taylor and I can let her read this one soon, because I know she read the whole entire Caraval trilogy and she loved it. She absolutely fell in love with it, which I knew she would. And yeah, I'm just so excited to get to this book, even though I have 2 copies of it. But yeah, this one I don't know much about. I know it's set in this world of Caraval, but I don't know if you have to read Caraval to read this one. As of now, I would say yes. So that was my new releases stack. Now let's get on to our backlist before this video gets any longer. We have a very popular book on TikTok, and that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Wow, say that 5 times fast. By Holly Jackson. This book has been sitting on my shelf for quite a year, for over a year now. I believe I bought this book around Halloween of last year, and it's now like October 21st, which is kind of creepy that it's around the same time. I just been hearing nothing but amazing things about this book, and ever since it was on TikTok, everyone has been loving it. So I'm like, okay, I have it, and I believe this is a trilogy too. So if I do love it, I think all the last 2 books are out. I believe the last 2 books are already out. If not, the final book is coming out or something like that. I'm not too sure because I'm not in this fandom yet. But I heard if you love One of Us is Lying, you would definitely love this one. So I'm super excited and cannot wait to see how this one goes. This one I feel like it's a perfect book to read either in October or November, and that is A Discovery of Riches by Deborah Harkins. This one I just bought recently as well. It's very popular. There's a TV adaptation, and I haven't watched it yet because I haven't read the book yet. But my friend Charlie also read this whole trilogy, and she said she loved it, and she thinks it's something that I will love. Obviously, there's witches involved, there's magic, there's a boarding school involved, and a library that has, or set in the library as well. That's all the buzzword or keyword that I need to hear for this. And this is the first book in a trilogy, and I own book 2 and 3 on my shelves already, because the whole trilogy was on sale for like $5 each or something like that recently. So I was like, yes, please. This next book is very popular on TikTok right now, and that is The Songs of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I am nervous to read this one because a lot of people have been crying in it, and I don't know how I feel about this one. This is something different from all the other books I've been showing off lately. All of these books are either YA books or middle grade, and this one's an adult fantasy. And I'm very curious to see if I will love this one. I know Circe has also been getting a lot of hype, and I do own Circe, but I don't know which one to read first. Should I read The Songs of Achilles first or Circe? Let me know down below. I know this has one of my favorite topic to read about, and that is Greek mythology. So I'm very curious to see how this one goes and to see if I would like this one or not. Next book is a sequel that I'm hoping to continue with this series, and that is Fire by Kirsten Cashore. This is the second book in the Graceling Realm series. I've read Graceling. I actually reread Graceling earlier this year. I remember reading book 1, 2, and 3 throughout my high school years, and book 4 just finally came out after I waited a whole year. More than a whole year. But these new covers are just stunning. I cannot wait. I buddy read book 1 with my friend Taylor earlier this year, so hopefully, Taylor, we can buddy read book 2. The next book is another TikTok made me buy it type of book, and that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is going to be my first Colleen Hoover book, and I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't know if there's an audiobook for this, or if there's not, I'll probably just read it physically. And yeah, I know this has trigger warning for abusive relationship. It says sometimes the one you love is the one who hurts you the most. So true. I don't really know much about this, except everyone has been raving about Colleen Hoover lately, and I just want to get on the bandwagon and see what she's about and why people are falling in love with her books. So yeah, that's a lame excuse, but I definitely want to try and get into this author, and if not, I'm gonna be so sad. The next book I have is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. I love the Spin the Dawn duology, and I cannot wait to read her new book. This is set in the Spin the Dawn duology world, and this is going to be a trilogy, I think, or maybe another duology, so book 2 will come out sometimes next year. I don't want to say the synopsis for this one, because this one kind of intertwines with Unraveled Dust, I believe, so I'm very intrigued by this one, and I'm hoping I will love it as much as I loved Spin the Dawn. The next book I have is This Poison Heart by Caitlin Barron. This one I've been excited to read ever since I heard about it coming out earlier this year. And then Owlcrate decided to put it in the June or July box. I can't remember which month this one was in. But this is an Owlcrate book that I definitely want to try and read sometimes this year. If not, I'll save it for next year, because I feel like this is a great book to read in the summertime. I don't know much about this. It says strange magic blooms behind a poison gate. Brias has a gift. With a single touch, she can grow plants from the tiny seed to rich bloom. When Breezy's aunt dies and wills her diplomated estate in a rural New York, Bree and her parents hope that surrounded by plants and flowers, she will finally learn to control her gift. So it sounds like a fantasy book that is completely new and not inspired by anything. But this cover is stunning, and I cannot wait to read this one either. Next book is a sequel, so I'm not going to talk much about it, but that is the Lost Book World. Nope. The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is the second installment of the Oldest Curses series, I guess. I read book one, the Red Skull and Magic, last year and loved it. Cassandra Clare is an auto-buy author for me. That's how me and my friend Taylor actually met. It's because I was reading one of the Mortal Instrument books at the time, and she saw me reading it, like, just normal, and she was like, oh, what book is that? And then we got it talking into it. So Cassandra Clare books have a special place in my heart. I love her. She's one of my favorite authors, obviously. And this one, I know this follows Magnus and Alex, and this takes place in between City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls, I believe, because I know book one took place before City of Glass, so it's a little confusing and a little bit out of order for me to read this. But again, I might have to reread book one in order to remember what happened in there, and then jump into book two sometimes this year. And then on my old video of the top 10 books that I want to read this year, I read all of them but one, and it's because this book intimidates me a whole lot, and that is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. Again, this book is on this list just because I need to put this on every single TBR video I make until I read it. I did started it last month, but I never finished it. I'm literally like 2 chapters into it, so I can't really say much about it except it was a little bit weird. So I'm hoping I will like this because I do have the beautiful, I don't think they're up there right now, but I do have the beautiful UK covers as well. So I'm so sad if I can't get into this series, but I'm gonna try it one more time, and if I can't get into it this time, then this whole trilogy will have to go. I'm so sad to say that, but I know everyone and their mothers have been raving about Jay Kristoff, and I cannot wait to see if I would like this one. The final book on this list is the 4th book in a series that I've been trying to finish sometime soon. I just bought book 6, 7, and 8 because I already have book 5 on my shelf. So this is a perfect series to read in November, and that is the Keeper of the Lost City series by Shannon Messenger. Book 4 is called Never Seen. I'm so excited but also intimidated by these sizes, because the sizes of each book is getting bigger and bigger, and this is supposed to be a 10-book series, and book 9 is not even out yet. It comes out next year, so perfect opportunity to binge read 4 through 8. And I know my friend Lori and I are gonna better read this series, and I cannot wait to see what we both think of it. I love the first 2 books. I think I gave book 1 like a 4 stars, the second one was a 4 stars, and I think book 3 was like a 5 stars or something. I don't remember the exact rating so far, but I definitely remember enjoying them. So I have the whole series now, so I can definitely do a series binge read. So yeah, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. These are the books that I'm excited to read sometimes this year, next year, whenever I can get around to reading them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day or night. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. Also hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day or night, and be kind to one another. Bye.